My name is Sarah. I'm an artist. I've been a haunt actor on and off for 4 to 5 years now. I'm really into like anime and horror movies. They're kind of a comfort zone for me.
My name is Chris Glick. I am actually a working performer, so performing is kind of my day job, my night job, my free time. When I'm not on set, I'm auditioning so I can get onto more sets, things like that. So I'm running that gamut.
My name's Harley Gilbert. I've been a haunt actor for only 1 year, and I plan on returning a lot. I'm a real life witch, a slash entertainer slash I have 17 chickens at home. So I do a little bit of everything, but definitely haunt is one of my favorite things to do during the year.
Hi, my name is Courtney Lipscomb. I'm a theater student currently. I've been in theater for 4 years, and I've been scare acting for 2 years so far.
I am diagnosed with bipolar disorder, manic depression. For me, though, the pivotal moment is I played soccer in college until I ruptured my Achilles tendon, and I ended up doing that 3 times in the course of 18 months. When that was taken away from me, I struggled with that. Now all of a sudden you're in this space of I'm having to relearn who I am. I'm having to relearn how to study properly because now I don't have this distraction of the sport. I'm 19 years old in a history class at Bellarmine University in Louisville, Kentucky, and my history professor, he suggested that I go and get tested. He saw enough warning signs, and I'm forever grateful for him. I think it was within like 2 weeks that we had a diagnosis, and of course, it's kind of difficult to accept in some ways. I was raised in a space where we don't talk about emotions. And so now I'm in the space where I'm being actively encouraged. Yeah, my entire adult life has been defined in some capacity by this daily struggle of what it means to live with a mental health disorder.
So my mental health wasn't taken seriously as a child. I was only born with being ADHD, but because of childhood trauma, I now have PTSD, and you might just know it as PTSD, but mine has the prolonged segment to it. So that's prolonged trauma over time, abuse, neglect, emotional and physical. When I was 16, I was raped repetitively. At that time, I wasn't even living with my parents. I've lived in 17 houses before. Hopefully I found my forever home now. I made a good life for myself now, but I'm still dealing with all those things in the past.
I do have depression and severe anxiety problems. When I was in high school, I had a severe eating disorder, but thankfully I've gotten over that. My fiance actually helped with that when we started dating. He would like set alarms on his phone to make sure I would eat dinner. But with depression and anxiety, I've been dealing with that since I was at least in middle school. When my grandmother passed away is when my anxiety really got up. And then working with haunt, it like definitely putting like the mask on or putting makeup on helps me become like my alter ego spooky person, and it would help me be able to like interact with people more. Like being around people that have like a lot of similar interests as me and have a lot of the same like mental problems, because like, I don't know, we all flock together. It just helped me feel more comfortable to be able to like meet people, to like become friends. Like I actually met my best friend at a haunt, and like we've been inseparable ever since. It made me feel more comfortable to be able to express myself and not think everyone is out to get me.
I have the wonderful, wonderful side of I trend more depressive more often than not. There are days where like the big thing that I kind of pat myself on the back for is I got out of bed and I changed my pants, right? And that, so that's what my depression looks like. My manic states they're very brief and they're very focused, and they last maybe 15 minutes to an hour, maybe. And then there's the crash. And so for me, it's a lot about trying to get into that space of, I don't want to be up at 100, dial all the way up to 100, but I also don't want to be equalizing out in my depressive space. So finding that gray zone, which is frustrating, but understanding that, 50% is okay. Performing has been this great healing space for me, in that I get to leave myself for a little bit, right? For an hour, for 5 hours, for 20 minutes while I'm putting it on, getting the makeup put on me in the chair. The person that I'm playing, the zombie at Haunt, they don't have Chris's problems, right? And so for that 5 hours at a Haunt night, I don't have my problems. And that's kind of, it's more than kind of, is actually incredibly freeing. And so it has provided me the space to just set aside myself and just exist.
At a very young age, I was diagnosed with anxiety. So I think that really played into my shyness around people. And I was on medication for a while for it because it was like really bad, mostly social anxiety. But recently, since I joined theater, it's definitely helped a lot. Like, I'm more comfortable getting in front of people, embarrassing myself just to make them laugh. I've also actually gotten off of my medication. So I think I'm doing a lot better. It's definitely helped. And then my junior year, we were all virtual for school, and I had a little bit of depression because I missed going out to school, seeing all my friends. I've always been like not really that confident in how my appearance and how I act. One day I said, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna take theater in high school, and I'm gonna just give it my all. The Haunt community is really welcoming. Like, you have all the actors, the costumers, the makeup artists. They always just like are there for you. Like, if you ever have any trouble, like when you're out there or when you're waiting to go out to scare people, they'll be there for you to just talk. And I feel like theater and like that kind of acting really has gotten me out of my shell and comfortable around many people that I could like go out in public and order my own stuff from like a restaurant without the help of anybody else.
Haunt was the first job after my last hospitalization, and I took it a day at a time. Like, I wasn't sure when I put in my application if I was going to show up on the first day. I haven't met a lot of people like me, so going into the Haunt community, I met other people that I didn't have to explain myself, that they knew if I was having a panic attack, that that's okay, that you're accepted for you and every aspect of you. I read in a book about PTSD that there's a glass in between you and the rest of the world, and that I felt that line, that I can never connect fully with people, or they'll never know actually how I feel because they don't understand what it's been like for me. And with Haunt, with there being so many other people that have either these mental disorders or these traumas that have given them these disorders, that glass was the thinnest it's ever been, that people understood me, and that was amazing. And that's all I've really ever wanted, is people to understand me, understand the daily struggles I go through, and to be there with me.
Because I met friends working Haunt and everything, they helped me have a stronger community around me. Like, I can lean on them if I needed help, we could talk. And then going day to day, knowing that I have the confidence to be able to do something like that, helps me carry it on into a situation like, oh, I can do this then, why can't I do this now? I got into horror because of like my grandfather, and so working Haunt has definitely helped me connect with him since he passed away. He was really into horror movies, and like our whole thing was we would watch horror movies together. After he got sick and passed away a few years ago was when I started doing Haunt acting. But yeah, I do think I'm doing this for my grandpa because it's something that he wanted to do with me, but we could never do it because he did get sick. And so being able to be spooky for him is something that I always try to go out and do. Because I was raised by my grandparents. I don't have a good relationship with my mother. So my grandpa was always there for me, and anytime I had like a down day, like a really bad day, he'd be like, come on, let's go watch a scary movie. And that would be like, it would help a lot. And I do that now with my friends. When I'm having a bad day, they'll come over, we'll make some crappy popcorn and watch a really bad B movie. I think if I can have a great time with my friends and watch like a stupid horror movie, and it helps me like that, it's a plus.
As someone who did come from a space that wasn't always encouraged to talk about it, to ask for help.
As people with mental health, we struggle with feeling worthy of communities and finding those communities. And I encourage you, I lived in a small bubble for a long time, my family bubble, then my town bubble. And I had to expand out to find those communities of like-minded people and where I truly felt at home. So I suggest, even if you don't think you're worthy, that you are, and try. I remember one of the things that held me back from doing drama for a long time was one of the times I moved in middle school and I wanted to sign up for drama class, that my dad asked if I really thought I was good enough for it. And so I was like, I guess I'm not good enough. I don't think I'm good enough. He doesn't think I'm good enough. So I didn't do it, and I didn't do drama and pursue that for many years. Going forward with my mental health journey, I was challenging all those things that I thought about myself. And all those things, someone might tell you that you're too dramatic, that you're too extra, that you're too much, that you're too creepy. You're not. You're awesome the way you are, and go ahead and go with it.
Any kind of hobby that you like but you're nervous to get into and like meet other people, I say do it, because it will definitely help your mental health in the end. It'll make it so much better. Like, you'll meet so many more friends, a lot of more experiences, and you'll just want to do it over and over and over again.
If you ever want to try it, I definitely recommend it, because it did help me. And you'll never know who you'll meet there. You can meet your best friend. You can just meet people that you're comfortable talking to. There was this one time we actually all dressed, we cosplayed before we would work. So we had a bunch of people dressed up as somebody from Naruto, and we were just vibing, and it was great. People are great. And working Han has definitely showed me that I'm not alone, and I have a community that I can talk to and be there for.